Hey, welcome to the Heavy Western Show. Today we're going to be doing some cooking. We're going to try my favorite dish out today. I call it loblolly. That's a old Missouri word. It's also what sailors in the 1700s used to eat. Apparently, I just learned that. But since we're going to be working with food today, obviously safety is paramount. So nobody wants long, luscious hair in their food. So I'm going to be removing my lid here, and we're gonna have to wear a hairnet. Alright, that should be good. Since we're also gonna be dealing with some oil and shit like that, I'll be wearing these because, you know, why not? So first things first, this recipe is actually interchangeable with any kind of meat you want to put in it. It's just like a bunch of shit put in a pot, and you just kind of mix it all together. But today I'm out of pork, so we're gonna be using chicken. So I'm gonna get the chicken out. At Hy-Vee's finest chicken breast tenders. These are non-GMO. Obviously, when you're handling raw chicken, you gotta be extra careful not to touch your face or your wiener or your best friend or your best friend's wiener. Anything like that. Looking at you, Junior.
Hey, Cookie.
These trees out here, they kind of look like slugs. Watch my pokers there. All right, so we gotta spice them up a little bit because you can't just have, you know, bland meat. So I like to use got some Cavenders. I don't know what that is or what it was meant for, but that's what I always use. So we're gonna do one side of the chicken with the Cavenders. Just really douche it on there. We're not worried about getting any on the counter because somebody will probably clean it up later.
Hey, wait, look at me.
Next thing we're gonna use is some Famous Dave's. What's this shit called? This is Devil's Spit. True story about this. My dad actually thought he was having a heart attack one time. Ended up in the ER. Got to the ER. Turned out he just had Famous Dave's the night before and had heartburn. Get a good douche of this on there. Oh yeah, I get it all over the counter. That's nice. Alright. So now we got these all set up. We like to plan ahead a little bit. Next thing I usually like to do is let these sit out at room temperature for about 30 minutes. Marty Stewart or whoever that lady is said you're not supposed to do that, but what the fuck she know? All right. So next thing is gonna be, so we're gonna have some rice with this. That's usually the base I use for it. All right, so we're gonna head over and get the old rice cooker all revved up. Dirty old rice cooker here. We got some Hy-Vee's. Oh no, I actually got this shit Target here. You know they got this depression on, so you gotta get it where you can. I like to use about 2 cups, whatever this thing is. It's not a cup, but it's looks like one of the things you take a P test in. You gotta get your CDL. Go get your rig license. Make sure and put the lid back on, Junior. Looking at you. Oh, look at all that! Look at all that friggin' rice dirt coming off there. Yeah, 1 or 2 good douchings, that ought to do it. That'd be good. So this nasty old thing here, this is a relic. So here's a aroma. This, man, we've had this thing for years. Uh-oh, what's that do? Okay, there we go. Had this thing for years, and it just wasn't cooking recently. Right, wasn't cooking right recently. And I got to think. I literally sat up in bed one night, and I'm like, where the fuck's thing at? I was like, I know why not. I bet it's all clogged up with shit. Apparently there's this little filter back here. This thing was plumb full of snot. I swear to God. Just plumb full of fucking rice cum, and I was clean that thing out. Now she's running like a sewing machine now.
Right from under.
Yeah, there you go. Junior, fucking mind your own business. Let's head out and get the grill revved up. Alright, now we got the bitch all lit up. When you're dealing with chicken like this, it's good to get her good and hot. I don't know, about 350, 400. I don't think my thermometer works, but usually this is a really good time to sit back, have a cigarette, enjoy yourself an ice cold Anheuser-Busch product, and kind of let the existential dread set in that your life as a gigging musician is over because of COVID-19. Alright, so now is also a really good time to make yourself a drink. So let's say you're out of cold bush lattes, which we never are, but I'm going to show you how to make my signature drink, which I call Java Juice. Now, first thing you need is this glass, which we got in Macon at the bicycle festival where there were no bicycles and we were the only ones that got paid and everybody got wine. Fucking refrigerator took a shit, so we don't have an ice maker anymore. So you gotta do this thing. So the thing about Java Juice is that I learned how to make these on the river, and I don't really know what any of the measurements are, so you're gonna kind of have to wing it. I've only ever made them in a Dixie cup before. There we go. Got some Avril Nielsen's coconut rum. Now we're gonna fill that up, you know, right about there. Looks good. Back in the day on the river, we used to actually measure these by how drunk you were and what kind of drink you got. So we'd go by a half ton, 3/4 ton, or a 1 ton. And I would kind of differ. You could get like a heavy half or a heavy 3/4 ton or what have you. But anyway, this is Diet Squirt. You can also use Diet Mountain Dew. That kind of depends on your customer. It's got to be diet because the lack of sugar. Oh, there's a little floaty in there. Hold on, let me get. And I lost it. Okay. Lack of sugar really doesn't. You don't fill up. You don't even notice. We got some orange juice. This is really just for color and consistency. There we go. Oh, that's empty. That's cool. Fucking nice. Alright, so we're not doing lemon juice. Anyway, then you get your finger in there and get her all mixed up. Ooh, that's refreshing. That just makes me think of Sammy Hagar and fucking tits. I don't know, that's fucking delicious, so. Alright, well, I imagine the grill's all hot to trot now, so let's go ahead and get them birds on the grill. Alright, why don't you all follow me out here. Alright, so right here we got grill's about 450 or so. That should be God's plenty. I'm gonna slap these birds on here. I know everybody knows where the hot spots are on their own grill. Mine's right in the center, go figure. Whew. Look at that. Now, you know, they say you can put oil on your birds or whatever to make them not stick, but I say if you just get the get the bitch hot enough that they won't stick. The fucking skin burns right off them. So I mean, I don't see what the big deal is. Junior, have you seen my lighter?
Yeah, I stole some bitch.
Son of a bitch. What the fuck is that?
Somebody just shot like an airsoft gun out the window.
Are you fucking shitting me? In fact, people shooting at us. Yeah, so he just had some fucking ghillie wagon drive by here and shoot an airsoft gun at us. Motherfuckers. Hey, I'll tell you what.
Goddamn I have.
Little do they know, we're fucking armed. Uh-oh. Oh, it's got a safety on it. Oh, there we go. So we like to have a little fun out here occasionally. It's a good thing to do while you're grilling. Just fucking fire one off right into the trailer park. They'll never know. It's good times. I've had people try and contact me since. Don't know who I am, but they knew I was the guy with the Java juice. And they try and like, what's the recipe? How do we? I want to make Java juice for my wedding because I'm having a big fucking shit cracker get together for my wedding, and I want to have Java juice. I'm like, I don't know how to. Literally, the only way I know how to mix it is in a red Solo cup. So I don't. There was one chick. She tried to make it in a big vat of. Tried to make it in a big batch, and didn't turn out. I was like, I don't know, maybe
Fucking motorboat just went by.
yeah, you'll have that on them bigger jobs. Oh, look at that. You know, they say when you lift the lid up, you take 10 minutes off the cooking time, but I say they're full of shit. You know what, Junior? I bet you heard a lot of fucking stuff on Fox News.
I don't watch that bullshit. You fucking kidding me?
Whatever.
I fucking use Facebook, you dumbass.
Have you ever tried to transport a grill? I tell you what, don't. They never work. It's like transporting a welder with a settling tank attached to it. It never fucking works. I was on my way out to Kyle Lang's one time. We were having this big shindig out there, and I had my old grill. That's why I have it. That's why I have this one. And I was going down the road in my old square body. I'm maybe going like 30. I don't know. And trying to keep it low because I had this grill in the back, you know, and I didn't have her strapped down, but I had a bunch of other shit in the bed, and I figured it'd be alright. Well, apparently, 30 mile an hour is the optimal speed. Now you see this here? See these wings here? That's exactly what they are. Because about 30 mile an hour, I looked in my rearview mirror, and the grill just became airborne and fucking skidded. Like, it went up in the air and then lost all its speed and dropped down. It didn't have the propane in it, but fucking skidded down the highway. All these knobs were all road rash and all that, and I had my buddy following me, and yeah, anyway, I went back. It was fucked, but and then I got this one. You know, a lot of people don't know a really important thing about grills is you're not supposed to clean them, because if you don't clean them, it collects all that fragrance and juice from all the other things that you cooked, and it really releases all these nutty high notes of burgers and brats and coons and other things that you've grilled. You know, when you put that chicken on there, it's absorbing all that flavor. That's very important. And a lot of people out here with their fucking wire brush out here, I'm like, whatever, yuppie. Go back to fucking grindstone. All right. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's a nice little crispy chicky nuggy. Look at these guys inside. Alright. What happened to that one? Yeah, fuck. Alright, don't forget your drink. So next thing we're gonna need is a pot. One pot, the copper pot from the dump lady on the fucking infomercials here. All right. So that. So we gotta get some lube in here. Let's see, we got.
Man, you fucking say pubes.
Fucking shut the fuck up, dude. All right, we got some butter. Bitch on. Crank it up. Plenty of butter. Plenty of lube for your innards. And I like to supplement it with a little bit of whatever this is. What we got here? Some chosen. I don't know. It's oil. Sprinkle a bit of that in there. There we go. All right. So let that get all hot and bothered, and then we'll let's go over and cut up some vegetables. Alright, we're out of Java juice. Back, moved on to the back to the bush light. And now we gotta cut up some vegetables. So over here, good job at say that, so right there. All right. So you got your onions here. I like to use yellow onions. Get all the crispies off there. It's very important. You know, for a job this size, I'd say you could do about 2 onions. I like the big one. And we got, I got this little Lance Armstrong size guy over here. Probably use him too. Use crispies off here. I don't know if there's a good way to do that or not, but so where's the? All right. I have to cut the head off without cutting your finger off. That's important, you know. If you're a gigging musician, once upon a time I was. Set that over here. Junior, hand me that sword over there. I want to try this.
Yeah, you motherfucker.
This. There we go. Oh my god. Man, who sharpened this thing?
Yeah, it's you fucking cocky son of a bitch.
Alright. I can only do the same from a kitchen knife. It's got a condom, doesn't it?
Yeah, like you know what that fucking looks like.
Oh, fuck off. Who invited you?
No, but I fucking live here, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, don't remind me. Do you think they call Lance? Does anybody call Lance Armstrong Uno?
How am I supposed to know?
I'm asking you.
I don't know shit about NASA. You see that article on the news about the fucking Democrats moving to Mars? I fucking saw it.
No, Junior, I didn't.
Fox News fucking said it. Democrats are moving to fucking Mars.
Whatever, man. That's fake news. All right. Now I got them cut into pretty good size.
Hey, you know what fucking CNN said about the Republicans?
Dude, fucking
Hey.
Junior, listen.
Hey, they said they're all moving to hell.
You know, Marty Stewart has people do this ahead of time for him.
You know, all this. I thought that cooking lady was a fucking woman. Did you just say it was a man?
It's kind of hard to tell.
Are you fucking kidding me? Did you know she went to prison with Snoop Dogg?
With Snoop Dogg?
With fucking Snoop Dogg. He went for fucking marijuana, go figure, and she went for fucking embezzling or something. She's probably
Go
embezzling.
figure, man. I mean,
She's fucking rotten, John, is what you're trying to say. She's fucking rotten.
fucking rotten to the core. Alright, so another thing that's really important about this recipe is garlic. Because a clove a day keeps the COVID away. So I've been told. Did you know that you can,
You fucking read that on E-Bombs?
you fuck. Is this your video?
Sorry.
It's just, yeah, you can just plant these little dudes. And they turn into garlic plants or something. I don't know, I read it on E-Bombs World, but
They're really making a comeback, man.
what a time to be alive.
They really won the internet with the soundboards back in the day, but now I tell you what, they're fucking making a comeback.
Yeah, all you gotta do is just pull the Crispies off, and I like to do about 3 cloves. You know, it depends on if there's a plague going around or not, because if there's not a plague going around, I'd do about 2. So a wise Filipino Irish man once told me that once you get your garlic cut, you have to crush them. I don't understand it, but apparently it releases all the metachlorines in the garlic, which is what keeps you safe from coronavirus. You gotta make that sound like you're an angry beaver. And now it's time to get cooking. So let's head over here. Alright. Get your old greasy fork over here. Oh, listen to that. I like to put it on pretty high heat so the onions get nice and crispy. Look at all that. Oh yeah. And next thing we need is some mushrooms. Get this dirty old bag of mushrooms out. And you know, I don't know what the shelf life on these things is, but it's already fungus, so I don't really see the issue. Give them a good shake. So I don't really just kind of take a handful and kind of squish them up a little bit. Oh shit! So one other thing about this is when you're cooking, one thing to be really careful about is to not have any plastic receptacles near the fucking heat area here, because then you end up like this sorry son of a bitch. So once you get that in there, kind of give her a good look at that. Oh yeah. Well, then you get a few on the counter there. That's okay. Just kind of pick them up, put them back in there. That'll be all right. Now we gotta cut our chicken up. All right, so now we gotta get some Tupperware. All right, got our square pan here, and got our scissors. And I like to put these. You can do this by slipped on an onion. We can do this by hand if you want. You can kind of tear them up like your pulled pork or what have you, but it's just so much quicker. Just use the scissors and it's basically the same effect. Nice thing about doing this is when you're done with one piece of chicken, got a little bit of chicken for the chef. Oh, you can just taste the tiny pin this chicken was in. USD approved does not mean that it didn't live its life in a 1x1 cage.
Chicken industry. Debunked.
Debunked. Like I said earlier, you can do this with pork. I like to do pork chops, but they gotta be the bone-in type of pork chop. My favorite part about that is when you get done with cutting the meat off there, you get a gnaw on the bone. Or if you have yourself a little canine friend, you can give. I don't know if you're supposed to give dogs pork chops or not, but my dog never seemed to mind. Anyway, this I feel like the chicken seems to last a little bit longer if you're making loblolly at home. That's something to take in mind, because this is for me, this is really a meal that will feed 3 to 4 people, or me for 3 to 4 days. So the chicken really does last a little bit longer. The pork seems to kind of turn metallic. Alright, so we got the chicken all cut up here. We got it in our receptacle here. Now we need some beans. Here it is. So we got some dark red kidney beans, Walmart's finest. Bought these in the quarantine panic. And the most important thing about this is, and this is gonna really fuck up your recipe right here, is you gotta get the snot off them. One over here. Oh, that snot, that bean snot. You know, I've never. Oh, yeah. Look at that. You know, I've never I've never understood what bean snot actually is. Like, what is that juice that's in there? It's just, I don't know. We got chicken here and our beans that have been desnotted, and we're gonna just go ahead and dump all of that chicken in there. All them beans in there. Big ol'. You know, this is the kind of bean can that will not fit over the exhaust stack on a 1944 John Deere B. I can tell you that. It's got that little rim on it. Useless to me. Alright. Let's see. Got some of this Sieta habanero hot sauce. We're gonna get a good bit of that in there. That'll be God's plenty. And we'll give it. Oh, you know what else? Gotta have some extra salt. We're pretty fancy over here at the Heavy Western House. We only use Himalayan pink salt. Oh, sorry, Junior. There's your salt. The fucking Glabber Girl or Morton or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, because it's the one that fucking says them in Hocus Pocus, John.
Yeah, whatever.
It says them in Hocus.
You know, I've had about enough of your fucking shit, Junior.
You know how much I love that fucking movie.
Oh, yeah. Smell that. You know, you might add a little bit more of this Mr. Oil here. Just to kind of, I like it really lubed up. So, kind of cleans you out. Kind of cleans your ears out. I like that. Alright, we're gonna let that sit and simmer for about, probably as long as it takes for me to finish the rest of this bush light. And then we'll get her hooked up with some rice and we'll plate it from there. Okay, we got this. Oh, check that shit out, huh? We're gonna get her dumped into out of our copper pot. Can't see shit because it's fogging up my glass. Oh, that's on the floor, that's cool. You know, it's funny how all that oil and butter and stuff that I put in there is just absorbed into the food. All right, so now we've got our the rice that we cooked earlier. Got a little plate of that here. There's not fucking shit laying all over the place. Get that mixed up. I usually, when I do this, I like to put a little bit of extra salt. Usually put a little bit of extra oil in there too, just to kind of, as I've said before, get her lubed up and. Oh yeah. Oh god. Hot. Now that's some good loblolly. That's. Oh, it's spicy. That takes me straight to Flavor Town. So remember, folks, when you're cooking, remember this recipe. And remember that we got both kinds, heavy and Western.